We're live. Finally. 3 base hits in a row for this. Okay, so tell me about this guy they got.
Picked him up. Throws about 98. That's all he throws.
Wait, who picked who up? Let's set it up because we can't just jump people in. They have no idea what the hell we're talking about. I just started recording.
I don't know. It's called Robles or something. Pitcher for the Angels. I think they picked him up from the Mets last week, and I just watched his first appearance last night, and he came into the game 6-6, I think it was top of the 9th. And he came in, gets the first guy out, then gives up a mammoth blast to Kenrich Morales for the Blue Jays.
Oh boy!
Loses the game. Well, looks like they gave him another shot this game, and he came in and he gave up 3 singles in a row in a 0-1 game. Now it's 2-0 with 2 on, no outs, and the Royals' best hitter is up.
What channel? Is that on FSN, Fox Sports, or 1 or 2 or whatever?
FSN Angels.
Damn it! I got Fox Sports Diamondbacks.
Yeah. Angels need to bring back Danny Glover to be their coach, man. Mike Scioscia just ain't cutting it.
Mike Scioscia's still coaching then?
Yeah. Oh, he got into a double play. Okay.
Hold on,
this guy's redeeming himself.
What inning did you say it was?
Bottom of the 8th.
Stop yelling, dude. I tell you, how many times I have to tell you, I'm sick of you yelling at me. So rude of you, dude, your tone. The 8th means I've got some time, Evan. I've got some time. Let's go, Angels. Here we go.
Who's John Tavares going to sign with?
I mean, dude, fuck. I haven't looked into that as much as I should have.
He's meeting 6 teams today.
Okay, let me read up on that. I haven't read up on that at all. I don't know which teams they are or anything, but I mean,
he's in LA meeting with 6 teams, but I don't think LA is one of them.
Oh, that'd be ridiculous. There's no way we could sign him. We just signed Willie Kovalchuk. We can't afford him unless he's like, hey, I'll play for the league minimum. I just want a cup.
That's why I'm wondering, why wouldn't the Kings wait to sign Kovalchuk? And then,
because I think they don't need up the middle, man. I mean, of course, everybody can play a winger, but maybe they like Carter, they like Kopi, 1-2 right there, and then boom, that's their winger. Maybe they're looking at some other options, and they need to build up on the defense as well. I think they're gonna keep hoping.
Okay.
I hope somebody steps up because we're eventually gonna lose Martinez or Muzzin, and I hope somebody correctly steps up after they sign Doughty.
They have to. They're going to make another trade. They can't start the season with this roster because they're right on the cap.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to make a trade. I'm wondering if they try to. They're going to do a surprising move. I guarantee it's going to be off the wall. No one's predicting it. Because they can't tell anybody because they want fans to freak out or whatever. But I think it's going to be a surprising move. So here's the teams Tavares is meeting with today. The Stars, the Bruins, the Sharks, the Maple Leafs, the Lightning, and Vegas. He's already met with the Islanders, but he wants to have in-person meetings with those teams.
That's why I was going to say Islanders. When you first asked me that question, I was going to immediately say Islanders because that's the only team I saw him actually meeting with. But I knew he agreed later on to meet with other teams. Okay, there it is. Tavares to meet with at least 6 teams. Whoa, dude. Stars, Bruins, Sharks, Maple Leafs, Lightning, and the Islanders. We already met with the Islanders. Okay, oh, man, I'm a Lightning? No, get out of here. That's unfair. They can afford him? That's crazy.
They'd have to move Tyler Johnson and somebody else, they said, if they can try to afford him.
Tyler Johnson, not Braden Point.
No, Braden Point doesn't make enough money. It'd be Tyler Johnson and somebody else like Strawman or something like that. I forget who they said. But I think the Sharks make the most sense, honestly, dude. I don't want him on the Sharks, but
no, I don't want him in our division at all.
He would be so savage on that team.
I think the Sharks are going to make the hardest move at him because of what the Kings just did. I think the Sharks are going to go after him like, hey. In their mind, they're like, damn, the Kings just went out. Ilya Kovalchuk's coming, now we have to play him. How many times they play? 6 times each
Well,
other.
then you go Johnny T, Evander Kane, and Pavelski in your first line. Like, fuck, dude. And then you go Couture.
Totally nasty.
Couture, Hurdle, and like Joe Thornton on the second line.
Yeah. If Joe stays healthy, you never know, man. I want to see him another full season.
But they have sick players on that. Like, that Donskoy is sick, and who's the other guy that was tearing it up against Vegas? He was like a fourth liner or something, but dude, the guy was sick. So I'm like, Sharks are pretty good. They freed up a bunch of money by trading Bodker and cutting Paul Martin, so they have a bunch of cap space. So even if they don't get Johnny T, they probably have a good plan B to add somebody like real deal James Neal or something like that.
Real deal James Neal, dude. I mean,
Smith Pelly's going to be a free agent too, and Tom Wilson, I think.
Dude, Smith Pelly getting that. I mean, what the amount of experience it takes to win a Stanley Cup, like that. Once that's on your resume, like you just become, especially the next year, the next 2 years, like you just become such a hot ticket. Like any team that hasn't been far in the playoffs in a while is gonna be looking for somebody with that on their resume.
Yep.
And they're gonna be willing to pay for him. I'm trying to I have these tabs open, and I found an ad that's popping up, but I can't find which tab it's coming from. Oh, it's Brazzers. Of course, I should have known it's Brazzers. Damn.
Brazzers.
I took the Invisalign out. I feel like a douche when I can hear it myself in the recording. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that lisp was that bad. But I guess I should, because you can hear yourself talk, right? You're the one right there. You should be able to hear yourself self-lisp.
Yeah.
I can't talk with or without.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I know moves have got to start pouring through.
The Stars, I don't know enough about the Stars. Like, they have Tyler Seguin and Spezza's not doing one. Is he still with them? Jason Spezza?
Yeah, but he's like third line now.
Yeah, okay, so
he's that effective.
I mean, they have
Jamie Benn.
They have Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn.
And play no defense.
That's what I was saying. They're reminding me of the Edmonton, where Edmonton had all of those star players or wannabe star players, or going to be star players. When everybody was young after all those picks. The only pick they have that really hasn't filled out to be something dominant is Yakupov, but everybody else has been really good players where they all end up all of their draft picks.
I think the best thing to happen is like to leave. Like Everly left, awesome again. Taylor Hall left,
amazing,
becomes the MVP. So like I feel like if like Nugent Hopkins left, he would be pretty good.
Because like they were all hoping to get a player like McDavid, and then they could go build. So they finally got the McDavid, and I think any of those players playing with McDavid or he lifts anybody's game up.
Well, now they're stuck with Lucic now. Like now they're trying to trade Lucic because his contract's terrible, and now they strapped him because they're like,
you're not fast.
Oh, we want a big guy to protect McDavid. Well, now the league's so fast, they want fast guys to play with McDavid, but you just fucked up and you signed Lucic, so now you're stuck with him for 6 more years. So they got to trade. They got to try to find someone to take him and his contract, but they just, I don't know. They had it all. They had the team you want, but they couldn't make it work. Can you imagine if Connor McDavid had Taylor Hall? Like, that's the guy you want playing with him.
Jeez.
Like, why'd you do that?
Jeez, that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, they had it. You gave it away. I don't know.
Okay, so I think he goes.
I think he either stays with the Islanders or he goes to the Sharks.
That's what I wanted to go with. I don't want to go with the same thing you say.
But I don't want him to go to the Sharks. I mean, if he went to the Maple Leafs, that'd be pretty sick too. Like Austin Matthews first line, Johnny T on the second line. But then you have to play with the Toronto pressure, you know?
Yeah, I think, like, which team do I want him to go play for?
Stay in the East. Don't come out West.
Bruins would be so sick if they got him too. That would be tight. Every team has so many good players. I just... Okay, yeah, for me, like, if I were to look at it, I think the Sharks get him. They need him the most. He's going there. So that'd be my first pick now that I know which teams he's meeting with. And then... But yeah, that's what you said. If he doesn't stay with the Islanders, he's going with the Sharks. Well, my 1, 2, 3 is Sharks, Islanders, and then probably Bruins. Because Bergeron, and then who else? That sticks out to you.
Yeah, you have Bergeron, Johnny T. But
yeah,
I think Vegas would be sick too.
You can't get him if you don't offer him, so maybe they gotta call him. Maybe you don't have to meet with him, you just gotta give him a call.
Yeah. But I don't know. The Kings' next move, it sounded like they had a deal in place for Max Pacioretty, but they wanted him to sign a contract extension before they made the trade, and he's in the middle of switching agents, so they couldn't get it done on draft day. So we would have got Kovalchuk and Max Pacioretty in one day, but then we wouldn't have to move somebody out, which would likely be Tanner Pearson or Tyler Toffoli.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay if you get a Pacioretty. I'm okay with that. Would I take Toffoli over Pearson? Yeah, and would I like to keep them all three? Yeah, but the Kings need to make a transition. That means like somebody like a Pearson who does play fast, but you gotta get more biscuits in the basket, I guess, you know. What do you got? 15 goals last year.
I like that he started going to the front of the net, though. He's starting to get more goals. He started becoming more of a goalie, like screener, you know. So, I don't know. I really think the Kings are going to look completely different next year in terms of offensive ability. They're going to have a lot more skill. And I like what they drafted, too, like all skill players. They didn't draft one defenseman. They drafted all skill players that put the puck in the net. That's all. That's all they do. They're fast and they put the puck in the net. And then they've drafted 2 goalies who were like goaltending gurus on our team. So we like make these goalies into great goalies, and then we flip them and trade them for assets, right? Like kind of like backup quarterbacks in football.
Did you watch, just question off did you watch any of the basketball draft?
No.
Okay. I feel like that draft though is gotta, if you're a basketball fan, is gotta be exciting, because that draft you actually draft guys and then don't they just like start playing with you right away?
Yeah, they play the next day. Next day you're just on the team.
Doesn't matter what court they're playing on. They tally up all the scores they get, and they email all of their scores in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What up, Mad Dog? What am I looking for here? I hate when you're using the internet and you just completely forget what you're looking for. You're just like staring at it. It's like, oh yeah, porn. Gotta go back to it. My bad. Completely forgot what I was looking for.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I was trying to buy hot dogs, but
I ended up looking.
Now I'm looking at other guys' hot dogs.
Let's see here. Do you think the Kings knew that they got that wrong, Rasmus? Like, they thought they were getting the other one. They're like, oh, I can't believe they didn't draft this guy. We're totally getting him. He's just... They even look at his position. They just saw his first name. Like, he's from Finland. It's up there by Sweden, right? Yeah. Okay. He lives on the border.
Funny, like, we used to have like no foreign players. It was like all Canadian, American, and one Slovenian. And now it seems like, all right, we drafted Kempe from Sweden, and then we go from Finland. It's like, and then we drafted a couple of Russians, and we signed a Russian. Like, now they're trying to bring more.
It'd be like, funny if, wouldn't it be funny if, like how hard of a job would it be if you had, like, dyslexia, and you're trying to read all these guys' names and make sure you get the right guy? You're like, oh, crap. One wrong move could mean you draft the wrong guy.
It's like, is it Smith or is it Schmidt?
Wait. I thought his last name was Kapari. That's not his last name? It's not his last name.
Or you just go up, like, you're the team, and you're like, you draft 20th, but you didn't quite hear who picked 19th, and you go up and draft that guy. They're like, they come up there, dude, he just got drafted, man. You got to pick someone else.
With the 20th pick of the 2018 draft, the Kings select Jay O'Brien, who decides to split games between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Los Angeles Kings. He will now be playing 41 games with the Flyers and 41 games with the Kings.
Yeah, you just have one guy walk up, and he's like, we want Pavel Datsuk.
Dang it.
Pavel Datsuk's in the KHL, man. He's not playing anymore. They're like, what?
What
we
is
just
it?
saw him. We were scouting him, dude. He looked awesome over there.
And nobody tells the guy it's not like he thinks fantasy draft, like from actual, like from like a free agent draft. He's like we picked Connor McDavid. It's like, no, dude, it's not how this works, man.
You can't. This isn't real.
Who are these guys? Everyone's drafted when they're 18.
You know how they have, like, you know, in the NFL, they usually have, like, the third round being read by a fan or something, and the fan, like, drafts his favorite college player, like, goes against what the team actually wanted.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, fuck that pick. We're going to pick this guy. It's like, he just picks some guy from your local college.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey! Speaking of guys that are born in the USA at a local college or playing, NHL there, Brady Tkachuk, dude, that guy is somebody who can be that big and fly around that fast. I mean, I know he's not like a heavyweight, but these kids these days that are actually like really big, like well sized, and like their skating ability is scary. How good they are. Imagine if enforcers back in the day could skate as well as like some of these kids coming up here skating. It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because, like, eventually I feel there's going to be an overlap where there's, like we saw this past year in the playoffs, there's nobody controlling the licking and stuff like that. I think somebody's going to step up and there's going to come, there's going to be kind of an enforcer role. There always is going to be something like that. Like, they're always, right? Joel Nolan, he's on the Kings anymore, but like you used to have Clifford. He doesn't chuck him as much as he used to, but there's always going to be that kind of role, right? Don't you think? Do you think it's going to do you think it's going to come back and develop itself?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think everything's a cycle, right? Because then, like, honestly, the Capitals played a big body game to win the Stanley Cup. You know, like, they out-checked Vegas, and Vegas was like, dude, we don't know what to do. That game still wins. It's still the most effective game. The better forechecking team wins. The more effective, harder-hitting team usually wins that has skill. You need a balance of skill and size, I think.
Yeah.
For me, I think the Kings didn't have enough forechecking to knock Vegas off the game. And so it kind of, with the move for Kovalchuk, like, I mean, that's great. And he'll throw his body around a little bit. It's not like Ovechkin by any means, but he's not just a total pastry, out there. But, like, I think we need to add a banger, like another Dustin Brown or, like, someone that will go in and throw the body around. I don't like these, like, little David Perrons and whatnot, like, that's what I hope the NHL doesn't just all be, is like little just shifty guys that I think you guys need people that knock people the fuck out.
Yeah, right. I think you need people that can chuck it and put your body on the line and get dirty and get the dirty stuff. I think so. I think laying out, but
I mean, like, Iafallo's sick with his, like, forechecking, and he's great at getting his stick in the way and stealing pucks, but you also want those guys to go. Are they, like, when the defenseman turns around, they're like, oh shit, he's coming in to steal my puck, or oh, shit, my face might be up against a glass here, like, I'd rather put the fear and make people make mistakes, so that's what I kind of hope they do, add a little bit more speed and
Well, that's
grit.
what happens. Like, I've never played in a league where there's heavy checking, but like I feel like that's what happened to me. If the team is taking the body heavy in the first period, all second period, right, and then the third period, you go to hit and you like pull up a little bit, anticipate him making that quick pass, and as he gets hit, like you can intercept something like that. Just make him think. It goes back to what you're saying. You add it to your game, and you're gonna think you get popped in the mouth, you are gonna be thinking about it, or anywhere just get popped, you're gonna be thinking about it. So yeah, once the game loses too much of that, there's gonna be people that step up, or people that can skate too. That's the crazy thing, that can step up and lay it around. Ovechkin's the best example of it for sure, because he's the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
Right, he's he can do everything when it comes to laying the body, and yeah.
But I'm glad. The NHL got rid of like the Matt Cooks and the Rafi Torreses and the guys that do the cheap shots, the car bombs, the Jordan Tutus or wherever. But you still have you still have your Kyle Cliffords, and you still have I think those guys are still, you still need them on the team, and I think there will always be a place for them. And I think you're going to have younger punks that are going to follow that model too. You're like, oh, dude, I'm never going to be as skilled as Connor McDavid, but I could fucking knock him out,
Mm-hmm.
But, and then once someone like that gets hit, you're going to need someone to step up for him, or otherwise you're going to start seeing more. That's what I think it's going to, that's what's going to shift. Everyone's going to go to this skill game, right?
Right.
And then there's going to be one team that says, you know what, fuck those skill players. We're going to get these guys to beat the shit out of them like the Flyers did back in the 80s or whatever. And that team is going to end up winning the cup. And then everyone's like, oh shit, we need to add some toughness to combat whoever gets in that team, and then that's when it will shift back.
Suzanne sucks pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
Skating around talking shit.
Well, I thought Winnipeg threw the fucking body around, dude. They had some guys and I don't know if they have any guys that will just throw the mitts, but Bufflin will freaking be an enforcer if he has to,
Yeah. Yeah, I think oh man, how cool would it be if Bufflin was a king? He'd be the perfect king.
Yeah, but the size and skill, I think you could win with either way. It's about your system and how good you play it, Vegas is really fast, but I feel like teams are going to adjust to that now, and we'll see who wins. Honestly, you could say Vegas kicked the shit out of the Kings in that series, but if you watch the games, they really didn't. The Kings could just get the puck in the net a couple times and we win,
Yeah.
So, are they that far? Is Vegas that much better than the Kings? I don't think so. I think it's closer than people think. I think Vegas was hot at the right time,
Well, that's what it goes back to. Is they weren't as hot, but it just goes back to being hot the last month and a half of March and April.
Yeah, and burying your chances.
Last month of the season. Sorry. Damn, yeah. I was just looking up Dustin Bufflin. He weighs 265. That's ridiculous. He's only 20 pounds lighter than J.J. Watt.
Well, that's what they were talking about, Ryan Reeves. And Ryan Reeves is like, dude, that guy has 30 pounds on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a same size, but dude, he's literally 30 pounds heavier than me. To hit him, it's like running into a brick wall. He's
the same exact weight as Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, so if you have a little freaking David Perron coming down the wing and Bufflin smokes him, goodbye, you're done.
Martin St. Louis weighs 100 pounds less than him. He would get obliterated if he ran into him. Who's a smaller guy in the NHL? Is it a really small guy? A Muggsy Bogues?
David Desharnais.
How do you spell Desharnais? It's very French Canadian of you.
Yeah, I think it was DEJXQ.
No, wait, that's David DeJesus.
David DeJesus. Oh my God.
I clicked the first link down that auto-populated.
Oh, I don't know, Johnny Gaudreau.
I just typed in David Desharnais. It's just a Hard Day's Night came up from the Beatles. Damn it. David Day Hard Day.
David Day Hard.
And I spelt it spaces like
it's
Dave.
D. Oh, this is even better. It's DESHAR.
Oh, and
NAIS. What a fucking weird name.
Oh man. Yeah, that's right. Put it on the
5'7", 180. Yeah, fucking right. He's like probably 160.
I know all these stats. Like, come on, really? This is like end of the season before he's got to report to training camp, maybe. Like what? They have him step on the scale right before they take his photo, and then he gets on the plane and goes to his training camp and gets ready for the season. Back on a bag of Fritos, Funyuns, and hanging out of his pocket.
Totally.
I think
He's just standing on the scale with weights in his dick. He's got a 15-pound cock ring on.
There you go. He's got a huge wrench on him. He's got to weigh it down even more. When he goes to the beach, he's got to put a floaty on his junk, keep him up. It's like listens half of. I know it's just like half my body.
Do you think the Kings are gonna trade like some prospects for like a rental player?
Oh, you mean end of the season or the whole season?
Before? Right now, yeah.
Some prospects for a rental player. I mean, I could see him doing it for winger or defense.
Yeah.
Defense, maybe like a veteran.
They gotta make a move though. So who do you move? Like, do you move Phaneuf? You just got him. Do you move Muzzin? But then you have a hole. You know, like, do you move one of the defenders without replacing a defender?
I want somebody athletic that can fly around and play.
LeBron James. He's a free agent.
He'll fly around, Evan. I meant like a Thunderbird or a Blue Angel. That's our 71. Fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know enough about like the movement of players and what GMs look for, and I'm just getting into that more. You've always been into that, ET, and like, you know, money aside, like what they can afford and what teams are looking for what, and I'm just developing that. So I think the Kings, if they were to make a rented play, they'd go try to find somebody in defense, right? That's where I would want the Kings to get better, but they I don't know who's out there. I don't know if there's any. I thought Carlson and Hoffman, that situation might make Carlson available, but we can't afford him, and that's the only person I know that's really available right now. If I saw a list and came prepared, I could probably look online and find a list of people who aren't signed yet, and I could take a pick. But I would prefer somebody who can skate pretty darn well.
Yeah, well, they can't afford anybody. They can't sign another free agent without moving anybody. So you have to make a trade to move somebody.
I don't want them to. I want them to develop their young players. I like who they have right now. Gravel's big, and they've got.
Well, I think they just offered to Ledoux.
Ledoux too. He's the kind of guy I'm thinking of, like someone who can get us some freaking power play points from the point, like somebody who's a legitimate threat just to put it in the net from the point. So I'm thinking more offensive minded, a defender. If we had the first overall pick, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, he'd have been perfect. That would have been a bad season, though.
Yeah. Or just a really lucky ping pong ball.
Yeah, great ping pong ball.
Yes! We got the first pick in the draft. How sick would that be to, like, get swept in the first round of the playoffs, and then all of a sudden you're just like, okay, we'll be back and we'll be better. We got the first pick. Because you could trade it up. You can do whatever you want with that pick, too. If you don't necessarily need it, you're like, who wants this thing? But you take it. You take that first pick all the time just in case.
You're a naughty little pick. You're naughty.
You're a bad pick, aren't you, darling?
And then I squeeze it.
I popped the ping pong ball. So how about the, who do you think, do you think Maeda's going to pitch pretty well tonight?
No.
Do Take the over, dude.
I think, dude, take the over. But the Cubs just lost 4 to the Reds in a row. So,
dude, I'm looking.
The Dodgers are hitting home runs like.
I know. I'm just about to bring that up. That's so funny. They're hitting home runs, like I don't know. It's their job.
Brady throws touchdown passes, or
they're hitting home runs like every day. I'm looking at the roster for both teams.
The Mets pitchers were like the all-stars for like the 12-year-old TOCs from Temecula Valley. Like they're just throwing up like I could throw at 65 and then just shitting on the ball. Like they weren't just like wall scraping home runs. Like Jock Peterson almost hit one out of that stadium.
It was 7 rows away from leaving that ballpark. Yeah. Bellinger the next inning tried to go, I'm gonna do it too, and leaves it. They had a home run every inning of like every game. I swear, it was ridiculous. I'm looking at the Chicago's lineup. They have 3 guys in their lineup, or 4 that seem to hit dingers. Happ, Baez, Rizzo, and then Schwarber, right? Schwarber's got the most, and then Baez and Rizzo right behind him, right? Every single player.
Kobe Bryant.
I think Maeda's got 9 home runs down the year. I don't even know, man. Everybody hits home runs on our team. Yeah, Justin Turner's got 3, but that's because he hasn't been around all season. Yasiel Puig is the only one that's got not in double digits yet with 9. Everybody else has got at least 10.
Dude, Mad Max Muncy with his bat flip, too, just hucking it like an axe to the ground.
Ridiculous. He's like a lumberjack with the last tree of his day.
He just spikes it into the ground.
Shink. Yeah, dude, seriously. He hit some bombs, too. The way he's hunched over reminds me of, like, Mo Vaughn or whatever, where he just so much power comes from that stance, just explodes out. But they're just leaving the ballpark. Once you knew the last game against the Mets, the ball in the air, any ball in the air, the balls are gonna fly out of there. You just say this is gonna be a long game.
Yeah, a lot of touchdowns in that game.
A lot of touchdowns, Hail Marys, field goals. Hey, that's too far.
3-pointer.
When did they develop like the Statcast? Like what season was that where they're like, we're launching this new thing where we're gonna track all these different stats and give you another reason to talk more about baseball?
Oh, that was definitely 2008. That's the year of the Statcast.
Is it?
I don't know.
Because I've never heard of these things before, right? I left baseball. I wasn't really listening to baseball, watching baseball. Last year I tuned back in. All of a sudden they're talking about launch angle and speed off the bat. And I don't give a shit how the launch angle is. How far did that shit go?
I don't care either.
It's all I care about.
Dude, he hit it, and it's like 120 miles an hour off the bat. You're like, cool. Where'd it go?
Yeah, where'd it go?
You're like, dude, he hit it 120 miles an hour right into the ground ball the whole play. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Swing. What's the Statcast on a swinging bunt?
Yeah.
You know what the guys
sound like? Does it sound like a car accident when he hits it? Then that's good.
Crack. You know what the guys on Chicklets talk about how the kids in the NHL are nerds. Like they just had Keith Kachuk on, right? He's talking about how his son's a complete nerd. Where when he used to go out on benders and get drunk, he's like staying up late, hanging out and playing video game Fortnite or whatever with his teammates. I feel like baseball fans are the biggest nerds of nerds. Baseball fans, baseball players is like there's so many stats and numbers and it's just ridiculous. And then they launch Statcast and there's even more. What's up with all this geometry in baseball? It's ridiculous.
Can you imagine a baseball player coming up and he's like, dude, well I had a fucking huge launch angle, and you're like,
yeah,
dude, sit the fuck down. Sit down.
Do you think the
I'm a great sabermetric player.
I feel like a stat is something that can be used, I guess, to help like what's the guy who did the Moneyball?
Billy Bean. Oh, it's a total trick. This is my philosophy on Moneyball, is that he came up with that so then all the other fucking teams would copy him and then he gets the players he actually wants for a lower price. That's what happened.
Big sham.
He's like,
right?
you know, home runs are overrated. I want more guys that take walks. And they're like, and then now the Red Sox are like, yeah, we want guys that take walks. What? And now the A's are like, all right, Give us all the boppers we want, even though they haven't really won anything, but it doesn't matter. But
I know, right? I mean, like,
you imagine tricking the freaking whole league and thinking like, home runs and batting average are overrated. It's all about on base percentage, and you're like, yeah, I agree. And then whole league agrees, and then you get the players at a cheaper price than you want.
Just kidding. I just want you to touch home plate. I mean, none of these Statcast stuff.
You just want to be safe at home. Just safe at home.
Just safe. Like, you have to be. If you're gonna be on my team, and you're gonna play in this ball club, and you're gonna be on the player, you're gonna have to be safe at home. Okay, guys, you're just gonna have to be safe at home. We don't like anybody who not feeling safe at home.
Mm-hmm. And great launch angles.
You're in. Are you out? You better be in. You better not be out. You better be safe at home.
So this guy hits the ball 98 miles an hour off his bat. This guy hits it 96 miles an hour off the bat. I want the guy hits 98.
I've got a riddle for you. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
One player hits the ball off his bat about 98 miles per hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next player hits the ball 96 miles and a half off his bat. Which one's safe at home?
The guy that puts the puck in the net.
They're all safe at home because they're all on my team. They're all safe at home because they're all on my team, Evan. Oh, I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it big time. All right.
All right. You done?
No, not at all.
I'm done.
I'm done. That's it. How long have we been going for, man? I haven't even looked at it yet. Jesus, look at this weed. It's 36 RIP off of me.
36 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's fine, man. It was good talking to you, bud.
Good time.
Call it on this.